Welcome to the 2016 America's Winters Championship. We have Puffin with his Oil Rogue going off against Zen Styles Tempo Mage in a best of 5 to determine who goes on to the grand final. And let's this match begin. Zen Styles gets to have the first minion on the board, and it will be a Mana Worm, the best early play minion that a Tempo Mage can throw down with a hand such as his. Puffin can opt in to prep, eviscerate, and dagger the worm, but he opts to not to. Instead, he wishes Zen Styles the happy holidays. He's still hovering into his turn, but now he has passed. Zen Styles draws Sorcerer's Apprentice, one of the best 2-mana minions for Tempo Mage. Dropping that card will allow all his spells that he holds in his hands to have a cost reduction of 1 as long as Sorcerer's Apprentice stays alive. He's now hovering over his coin, thinking about coining to another Mana Worm, but votes not to. It is now Puffin's turn. He has to handle this board quick before it goes out of hand. It looks like he will just do that. He preparations for the combo 3 cost reduction to Eviscerate, allowing Eviscerate to do 4 damage when comboed for 0 mana thanks to preparation, and drops the SI7 agent, dealing 2 damage off the combo into the Sorcerer's Apprentice, giving Puffin the board. Zen Styles has many ways to eliminate the agent, but he goes for the Mana Worm into the Arcane Blast, dealing 2 damage while giving Mana Worm +1 attack, and he takes the risky option of Arcane Missiles 3 random damage. There's a chance that he could miss, but he lands the first missile. Now with a 3/3 Mana Worm on the board, Puffin needs to answer this, leaving the Mana Worm early on the board to absorb all the +1 damage he gets from spells. Could lead to disaster if it grows too big. He can easily eviscerate into dagger, but that's not mana efficient. He could use the oil, but he will lose out on the 3+ minion damage from the combo. However, oil will give him a 4/2 dagger, allowing him to answer any other threat in a future turn. Puffin hovers over the oil and decides to drip it onto the blade and goes in to remove the Mana Worm, giving Puffin board control with the 4/1 dagger. Zen Styles draws the mirror images, allowing him to curve out perfectly on this turn. Those mirror images will also be very effective at handling that 4/1 dagger. He drops down the mirror entity, forcing Puffin to give him either a Sludge Belcher or a Azul Drake. Very good minions for their cost. He opts in for the Sludge Belcher because that is the better minion to have under Zen Styles' control. Giving him a Azul Drake plus spell damage is not the wisest thing to do for a mage. Zen Styles draws into Antonidas. However, the only option he can do this turn is play an off-curve Fireball because he is worried about Puffin having some crazy combo, and it's best to handle the minion while he can. Zen Styles now has the board with the Sludge Belter and 2 Mirror Energies. Puffin can easily Blade Fury the board and leave a 1/2 ooze up, but he decides to Azure Drake, draw in a card. Is he going to leave the Sludge Belcher up? No. He hovers into the attack, eliminate the Sludge Belcher off the field, giving Puffin a 4/4 versus Zen Styles 1/2 and 2/0/2 stunts. Zen Styles drops the Unstable Portal after immediately drawing it and pulls out a Kel'Thuzad. Kel'Thuzad is a mana 6/8, and at the end of each turn, all your friendly minions come back to life. Very efficient to use with all these low-level taunts, effectively giving them unlimited lives. Puffin re-daggers up. Thinking about his turn, he hovers over the Loatheb. If he drops it now, he eliminates the chance of stopping the onslaught of fireballs after the Antonidas play by Zen Styles, but he goes for the tempo play. He sends the Azul Drake into the ooze, establishing board dominance with his 4/3 and 5/5. Zen Styles has 2 plays here to follow up with his Fire Blast. He can drop the Kel'Thuzad with a 0/2 taunt and create the taunt wall, or go for the Drake and start refilling his hand for more cards. He goes for the Drake and draws the second secret, most common in Tempo Mage decks, Counterspell. It's very efficient at handling Oil Rogue's combos. Puffin draws into a sprint, which, determining this board state, is the perfect turn to use it right now. With no threats on the board, drawing those 4 cards can give him more answers in the future, and he can follow it up with a deadly poison. And it looks like Puffin's just going to do that. Hovering over the sprint, he's still determining it, and he goes in, drawing his 4 cards. He gets the notorious Dr. Boom, another Blade Fury, a Backstab, and another Backstab. Many answers to handle this board. He can easily backstab the Mirror Images, backstab the Drake and trade. Instead, he goes for the Deadly Poison to remain on curve, kills a Mirror Image with the 3/2 dagger, both of the other image, and a Zero Drake into the healthy Drake. Since Style draws the Arcane Intellect and immediately starts his turn drawing 2 cards, he gets Flame Waker, not Walker. Remember, he has no legs, he slithers. And with 5 mana left, he can coin and drop the Flame Waker, or he can go for the Kel'Thuzad. Dropping the Kel'Thuzad forces Puffin to use what's on his board to deal with Kel'Thuzad, or he can just look into his hands for all the answers. He hovers over the Violet Teacher and drops it. Now every spell he casts will give him a free 1/1 and follows it up with a Sap, giving Puffin a 1/1 and eliminating the cost reduction from Kel'Thuzad as it returns to hand. Both goes for the face for 5 damage. Now, since Styles drops the Archmage and the fast play, follows up by the coin for the free Fireball, and he follows up with the counterspell for a second Fireball, allowing Archmage to dodge the first spell that will probably be thrown at it. However, Puffin's hand has 5 spells. Easily can remove that counterspell and a Bludgeonmate Thalnos, giving all his spells extra damage. Puffin can immediately and easily remove the Antonidas. He just needs to think about the most cost-effective way, because he knows there's a possibility that his first spell would be stopped. He drops the Thalnos to check for Mirror Entity, now drops the Backstab to check for Counterspell, however it is stopped. But Puffin has some lessons from Brutus. Here comes the second Backstab into Antonidas. Antonidas now will drop to a 5/4. Puffin gets 2 additional 1/1s. He can follow up with a Blade Fury, which is affected by spell damage, which will do 4 damage to everything on Zinstyle's board, wiping out Antonidas and 4 damage to the face. He sends his following minions that can attack that turn to the face. 6 mana left, opts in the Reed Dagger, stabs the face, and with all the spare mana left and combos active, he goes for the 2 mana, deal 5 damage to the face. Zinstyle's now at 6 health and he's dead on the board. He needs a miracle play. He immediately drops the Flame Waker, followed up by Mirror Images. However, he goes for the Fireball to eliminate Loatheb Body, so it does not soak up the 1/1 shots fired from the Flame Waker. Now here comes the Mirror Images. 2 more shots fired. Thalnos, 2 Apprentice, and 1 shot directed at the Violet Teacher, and he hero powers the last Apprentice. Beautiful turn, 10 mana spent, 5 mana's dead, and he has a healthy board position state. Puffin hovers over the Dr. Boom, which is always a good card to play in most situations, and drops it. He hovers over the Preparation. If he pepperates, he will use the Blade Fury, which will do 1 damage to each card on his field. He does it, and since he has not attacked yet, he can re-dagger, allowing him to kill both images with his token and 1 with the dagger, and he hovers his Violet Teacher into the Flame Waker because he doesn't want any more crazy plays to happen. Best to take it safe. Since Styles needs a miracle, here comes the Conjurer. The Discover will give him 3 random spells. He needs Ice Blocker, Frost Nova, and he does not get it. He uses the Cone of the Cold onto Dr. Boom. And that will be game. The bombs hit the face.
Nothing can stop me.
Notorious for the damage that they can do. Luckily, Zinstyles lives
Happy Feast of Winter.
to see Puffin's wishing him the happy holidays. Puffin drops the Heal Bot and drops the Violet Teacher while killing the last card on his field and opts in to finish off Zinstyles with a dagger to the face. There you have it, folks. Game 1, Puffin's Oil World over Zinstyles Tempo Mage. This series has just